Well, I'm going to put this out there. A lot of people ask why I am the way I am. Well, I am the way I am because of what my mom taught me. How to be strong, independent. When I was little, my dad would beat me, my brother, and my mom, and he did other things to me. Luckily, I was very happy that my mom believed me when I first told her and kicked him out. After that, I pretty much have had PTSD since I was about 7. Um, Me and my brother has always been really close. I mean, we're not that far apart in age. So, we got each other, but if someone else picked on each one of us, we'd be right there. I lived with my mom for a while. I'm from California. And I would go to school, get off of school, and do my homework and everything. And then I go to work with my mom, and she worked in the emergency room. So I have seen plenty. Anybody knows about LA in emergency rooms, you know it gets very bloody. I have seen just about everything. And that's stuck in my head. I've seen little kids die. I've seen it all. Overdoses. Well, when I was about 9, I started drinking behind my mom to make everything go away. My brother went into the Air Force, and I stayed with my mom, and I started on other things. Um, People say that you can't get marijuana won't get you addicted. Well, marijuana got me addicted to other stuff. I My drug of choice was PCP, and there was one night I took 6 firemen sitting on me to keep me down. Had many a night like that. I roamed the streets, not knowing what I was doing. One time I crawled up onto a brick wall, and I thought there was a pool on the other side, and I jumped in, and I hit the concrete head first. If it wasn't for the police and putting me in handcuffs, I could have hurt someone real bad. One of them. I've always been a strong person. Then you throw the PCP on top of it, and he ended up being a very strong person. And I sat in a jail cell for over 8 hours with handcuffs on. Chili doesn't have shit to say about handcuffs. Well, I moved on from that, and when my mom moved to South Dakota, I was going through nursing school, and I had about 3 weeks left of nursing school, and my mom decided it was time to move, so we moved to South Dakota where my brother was. And that's where I met my ex-husband. Met him, and 2 years and 5 days later, or I'm sorry, 3 months and 5 days later, I married him. I had 2 beautiful kids. My ex decided after, 15 years, he was going to go out and cheat. And he'd come home and tell me about it. I wouldn't take that, So we decided to get a divorce, but we were still civil because of the kids. I was moving from Wisconsin to San Bernardino, and I gave my kids the opportunity to pick who they wanted to live with. And I was not going to hold a grudge. And my ex-husband didn't like that because he wanted the kids at that time. But both the kids decided they wanted to live with me. So I packed up a 15-foot U-Haul, packed up my 2 little kids, packed up my 2 dogs, and I headed from Wisconsin to San Bernardino. I drove 2,600 miles in 27 hours straight. Well, my daughter decided after I got to San Bernardino for a while that she wanted to go live back with her dad. I said, okay, I let her go back. Well, my daughter was born with Asperger's. She now has bipolar and deep depression. So she wasn't sure really what she wanted to do, if she wanted to live with him or she wanted to live with me. Well, finally, she decided to stay with me. And my son decided to move back with his dad. Well, I fought with my daughter. I shouldn't say with her, but I fought beside her. Because she is a real sensitive girl. And about this time, her dad decided to disown her. I want nothing to do with her. She hasn't seen him in 25 years. She has not talked to him in 20 years. She wants to talk to her dad. He turned my son into him. Well, needless to say now, my son does not talk to me. He does not visit me. He didn't do nothing. So, he got mad at me of a little thing that went on, and he's been mad ever since. I do have their phone numbers, but I'm not going to call them. I desperately want to call my ex-husband because his daughter wants to talk to him, but I just don't know yet. I ended up moving to Las Vegas and got married. I was with my ex-husband for 15 years. And like I said, we did part civil for the kids. He did pay child support, $400 a month for 2 kids. My husband now took in my kids like they were his own. And we had a hard time with Janet. She had a temper. We fought with her and tried to get her help. My brother decided to have her move in with him. So she went to Wisconsin first and lived with them. And they moved to Minnesota, and she moved with them. Now she's in a home, and she's doing fantastic. I haven't physically seen her probably in 10 years. We do talk almost every day. It's, you know, it's been real hard with her. When I was younger, I had so many concussions. I don't even funny. Fell 300 feet down the mountain. And my daughter has been rear-ended severely by a drunk driver. A lot of stuff. When I was 14 or 15, I had to go in the hospital because of my appendix. And there was this other nurse that was a friend of my mom. Her name was Marla. And she brought me in a big gorilla. And I've had that now since I was 14 or 15. I'm now 57. I've had many attempts of suicide. I've been in mental hospitals. I have a scar on my wrist where I tried to cut down to the bone, and I proceeded to cut down to the bone. Finally got tired of the drugs, and I decided to quit. It's been 25 years. I used to drink a fifth of JD a day for years. So, is that 25 years? My husband is going to have 30, 31 years in November. So we have gone back and forth.
Hello. Hello.
I've had 13 surgeries. I've had 2 heart attacks. I've had 3 stents put in. My body hurts. If it ain't constant headache, and I sit around, I just shake for no reason. I do have seizures, and when I first started getting them, they were so bad. I was given straight Valium up my behind. My husband had to do it. Concentrated Valium, and they would suck for a while. I was bedridden for over a year because of them. Well, they'd have finally calmed down, and I'm not on the Valium. I do have schizophrenia. I have very severe anxiety, deep depression,
You already sent me some.
and I'm on different meds.
My medical
I'm
provider
lucky
always gets it,
if I get
3 refills.
2 to 3 hours sleep.
When I'm waiting on it, my cholesterol.
I've been on the heaviest amount of drugs,
I've got, you guys
and I still don't know. I don't sleep.
400 and 100. I got plenty of those.
One time I went many days with no sleep.
That's what I'm lacking.
Anyways,
What just kind of freaks me out with my medical provider.
people put down people for where they live and what they live in. Well, I'm not,
And you only give me 50
you
cents.
can put it down if you want, but
So I'm always 2 or 3 days short.
come October 3rd,
2 a day for a
with
month.
the help of my brother,
I already got the other
I will own my second home. I'm not calling it a home because that's where my roof is and that's where my bed is.
He writes them all the same way.
It's a 32-foot travel trailer, and it's in an RV park permanently.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't pay that much for rent or utilities and that, which is good because I've been on Social Security disability since 2004,
Well,
and
okay.
they don't pay a
So I
lot.
can have that in a few days then, right?
My first home that I owned,
Okay, well, I'll get it.
my grandma paid for basically because she
got
passed
enough to
away,
last me, I could make
and she
2 weeks, but I had to break it
put
down to
away
5 days
money
to be able
for
to make it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm okay
me,
on
my
one
brother,
day,
and my
but
mom.
2 is better.
My mom had already passed, so that my brother
So,
decided
I
whatever
don't think you
my
make-
mom was
yeah,
supposed to
you
get,
5 to 7 days.
I got.
You guys are pretty good. I
So I got quite a bit of money, and I bought a home.
Oh, yeah. Then
Of
I can
mine
come
outright.
back, go back to my med tax.
All I had was utilities and taxes to pay.
The rest of it's left, and
I
so
paid
you
them.
want to do every night
Well,
instead of one.
I've always
I think
had
that's why-
dogs in my
I think
whole
that's why
life.
I run short.
I've had lots of animals. I've had African greys. I've had macaws. I've had bats. I've had rattlesnakes, ground squirrels,
Well,
parakeets,
yeah, well, I'd have to pay for that.
bearded dragon.
15 miles away.
And I did do a lot of studying to learn a lot about animals,
I live in Golden Valley,
especially dogs.
in between Bullhead and Kingman.
I know how to train them a little bit.
To the Kingman,
Not much, but enough
city
that
limits. And there's another
my
3 or
dogs
4 miles
behave.
to the- I guess
Well-
Walgreens or even Walmart. Walgreens is better. I don't like that.
I, March 15th, 2019, 3:15 a.m. I'm out in the living room in my recliner because I couldn't sleep in the bed with my husband due to some medical problems.
Oh, yeah.
And I had my little fancy girl with me. She always slept with me, and well, right behind my head, fire started in the wall. It was electrical. I tried to put it out, and it just went. So the only thing I could think to do is grab her up.
I do pretty good there.
I ran the bedroom and screamed at my husband. Now we have a fire. I don't remember too much of it, but what I've been told is in the middle of the fire, it was over 1,000 degrees. There were a lot of things ruined, but there was a lot of things
Oh, let me tell you. Don't ever ask me why
that I don't know how they made it. That gorilla made it through the fire with no problem. Didn't even smell like smoke. My husband's cousin was a photographer at Ground Zero on September 11th. And he took all the pictures, and he did a book called Requiem. It's got pictures and everything about that day. And he signed it, sent it to my husband. It was on the bookshelf in the den, and there was other books around it, and all the other books burnt. Nothing happened to that book. There's just certain things, I guess, we were supposed to have. But I ended up, which I didn't know, being taken to Las Vegas Burn Center. I had scorched 80% of my lungs and was on a ventilator for 3 weeks. Came off that ventilator finally, and I had to learn to walk again. I had to be careful. I had to start little eating because I can't put a whole amount of food on me. I had to use add something to my food so I could swallow it. It took me over 2 months to get out of the hospital total. I now have COPD. I used to smoke. Well, after that day, I have not smoked, so I'm coming up on 4 years of that too. I have COPD. I have asthma. I have diabetes, which I fight with every day. I have high blood pressure. I'm just living the best I can. Well, the Red Cross helped us a little bit. And we got the report of the fire and everything. And it did start at the wall socket inside the wall. But I lost 3 of my most precious possessions. Pico was an AKC registered party pump. He's the only AKC registered dog I ever bought. I had a Sweet Pea. She was a Chihuahua. She was given to me. And Bruno, which was their son. The fire chief said he found all 3 of them under the bed. And he has told us that they did not suffer. They just went, which I'm happy, but my babies, I lost them. Well, Panty is the one that made it out because I had her in my arms. Well, a friend helped us get another place. We lived there for a while, and it wasn't working out, so we moved to where we're at now. Um, Before we moved, on September 11th, 2020, I lost my fancy girl, but just from old age. She was 18 years old, and she had been through hell her whole life till I got her. She was used as a football. They cut her vocal cords. They starved her. They made her have puppies that were actually too big for her to have. But I gave her 11 good years. I've always given my dogs what they need. I got Rusty. He recently passed in December because he ended up just too many tumors and he was tired. He told me he was tired. I could see it. I have Gus. He's an Akita Shepherd. You couldn't ask for a better dog there. Very mellow. Then I have Boomer. That's a Chihuahua. I know dogs are stubborn, but my God, this dog is very smart. Within a half hour, I taught him how to sit, how to give me a high five, and how to sit up in a half hour. And he just does it now. He's learned how to, when I put his food down, while he sits down, I put his food down, and he looks at me and he waits till I tell him it's okay. And then he goes and eats. So I've gotten him to slow down on that. I have to get back into the ear, nose, and throat doctor to have my throat not straight from scar tissue. That's why I don't really talk a lot, because toward the end of the day, I basically have no voice. And it's hard sometimes to breathe. I am on oxygen, but my doctor's trying to get me off the oxygen, which is good. I have to wait till after the first year and go and get hand surgery. And after the first year, I am going to have surgery on my eyes one at a time. So after the first year, there's going to be a few days that I'm not going to be around. But, I go into people's chat rooms and I don't say a lot. But when I do say something, I try to word it the right way. Because people don't understand the way I word it. I think it looks okay. But to someone else, it insults them. And I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm not trying to start an argument with anybody. I don't get out. The only time I get out of this place is to go to the doctor. And that's very rare because my doctor will do phone appointments. So I don't have to go see him. So it's just basically specialists. My husband does all the shopping. He does the laundry. And I do the cooking and the dishes. And I make all my dogs their treats and their food to put in their kibble. The only dog food they get is their kibble. Everything else is made by me. And by God, it's made out of love. I would do anything for these dogs. I put people in front of me before myself. I will give you the shirt off my back if I can. But I won't ask for help. Right now, I need a new pair of shoes. But Boomer needs some things right now. My shoes are going to have to wait. I just got to keep pulling the rocks out of the soles so it doesn't pierce my heels because of the neuropathy I have and the diabetes. I won't ask. I never asked for anything after my fire. I have never asked for anything. I won't ask. My mom taught me, if you want something, you'll work for it. And that's what I do. I do it all the way I can. So I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings if I do that. I know I'm quiet, but I do say things on occasion. When you're Irish, and you're also a Leo, you can hold your temper for just so long. But it very much explains me. I hope this clears up a lot of people because I know they were talking why. There's 3 things I will never talk about. My mom taught me: politics, religion, and money. Them 3 things will always start an argument. To myself, what I think about COVID, what I think about the shots, what I think about the masks, whether Trump is right, Biden's right, I'm not going to discuss any of that. I'm not going to tell people they have to be this religion. It's not my place. I will not force it on them. And that's basically where I am right now. Hopefully, Monday, I get my stream going. And then I might have to take an extra week before I do. I don't know. But we'll see what the hell does. I'll let people know if I do Monday or not this week. But I do want to do it for October 3rd because that is when my place is paid off. And if it wasn't for my brother, I would have been out in the streets. My brother has 6 kids. He's a truck driver. He goes out 3 weeks at a time. Yes, all his kids are grown. They have kids of their own. But you couldn't ask for better kids. One of my nephews is gay. I have no problem with that. No problem. I have no problem what any gay person does. It's their business. But no, it all covers me. I'm gonna close this out now and go rest my throat. For the few that came in, thank you. And I'm gonna leave this up so others can watch it. Maybe they'll understand me a little bit better. Thank you. Have a good day.